Welcome to Teis Talks, where we discuss all things faith and family. And this is part 2 of free family fun events to do with your little ones. We are so glad that you're here. If you haven't listened to part 1, you can go back. You can go back afterwards, or you can just listen to it now. But this is really based off Ecclesiastes 9 and 10, where the Bible says, "Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun all the days of thy vanity. For that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun." Then verse 10 continues, "Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might."
So we're here today to tell you how to have fun with your children, because the thing that you have and your wife have been given to do together, you or your husband have been given to do together, is raise children. And you ought to do that with all your might. And that means enjoying your children. One day a guy said to me, I tell people all the time, I say, I pastor 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But one of those days, I determined years ago, I was going to take and pastor my family. And he said to me, "How do you pastor your family?" I said, "Well, it depends on how old they are. If they're just little kids, I get down on my knees and I let them ride me as a horse, and we just tickle and that kind of stuff." He says, "That's pastoring?" I said, "Yeah, that's teaching them how to live and enjoy life." So we need to take time with our children. We need to have fun with our children. And this is just our way of sharing with you things we've done with our children that makes life fun.
That's it. And fun is work. It really is. Like when we went to Disneyland, that was a lot of work. I walked over, I don't even remember how many thousands of steps. I was like, what in the world? It took work, but it's still fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
But we have to put forth that effort to really reach our kids. And
You
we
opened and closed the park, didn't you?
We did.
Yes.
We arrived at 7:15, and the park opened at 8, and we left at little after 1 a.m. and it parked at midnight.
We got there at 9
Closed at
and left at midnight, 12.
Oh, it was a
12:15
good
or so.
time. Good time had by all, and hopefully there'll be great memories. That was a lot of work, and it's taken me about 3 days to recoup from all of that. So you want to go back and listen to the first 15, but these are the next 15 of the 30 that we put together. So that would be play, family,
Jeopardy.
Okay, this is
Jeopardy.
fun. It's really fun when you make the Jeopardy questions about your family. It is. So what we do is we play Family Jeopardy, and we make it about our family, or we make it about the Bible. So those are the two things that they get to answer, and it's really like, who knows mom best, who knows dad's best, all those, who knows the little sister the best. You can just make up your own, by using cards and sticking them up on the wall. But you can also find a program. My husband has a program that he uses, that he used to use.
Your husband finds all sorts
I know,
of cool
it's so fun. And you can program in the questions, and it looks like Jeopardy. On his computer, he used to teach Bible class here, and he would do it for his students. And so when they would do review, and so he was like, I'm going to just do this with our kids. And that is talk about a memory sticking out in your mind and drawing people close together. We go in debt on those ones, because Lincoln's like, yeah, I made $15 from playing Jeopardy. We're like, you're not supposed to make that much money. But as they get older, the money gets amped up a little. Ooh. Trey said he lost money. So anyway, that's a fun activity to do, though.
I like the next one. I like baking cookies together.
Oh, I think you like eating the cookies once it's baked.
Well, that's not all. I like licking the bowls.
Oh, yes, he does.
And
those little whisks, the
that's
blender
so good.
things.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are the memories I have.
Yeah,
of that.
that's good. And the icing. Your mother would never let me lick the bowl of just the cookie dough. She said it could have whatever.
That's the memories I have of Grandma Craven more than anything. I have a lot of memories because she lived with us for a little while. But my favorite memories with Grandma Craven, She always made cinnamon rolls and sugar cookies.
Cinnamon rolls.
But she would give us a portion to make our own cinnamon rolls. Like, that was as little. Like, I mean, when we were like 4 and 5, she'd let us do it. But when we were older, too. But, when you're little and you're given this thing of, I can do whatever I want with this. I can roll it however I want. And she could have just been like, get out of the kitchen. But
Yep.
she didn't.
No.
It made it.
That was fun.
It's a fun thing.
It's a fun thing to do. I'm telling you, I enjoyed eating
Yep.
them. Like I said, she made the best cinnamon rolls.
Oh, yeah.
She made. I mean,
And she'd
and
make
then
healthy ones, too,
she
for
made
us.
she made this icing, this homemade icing, and then she put
I
gobs.
know.
They were sticky buns. I mean, they were
It's
sticky
all butter.
over
Do you
the
know
place.
icing is just butter and powdered sugar? I mean, and some vanilla.
It was
Oh,
wonderful.
my goodness. Good
She
stuff.
was trying to kill me early. That's but
When
work.
I asked our kids about one of their favorite things to do, immediately I said, what are one of the favorite fun, free things that we've done? Our 16-year-old said, oh, go hiking. Like, immediately. I mean, that wasn't always his favorite thing as we're dragging him as a chubby little 3-year-old hiking. But it has become, I mean, he loves it. I love that it's something we've gotten to develop in him.
I like doing that. I like hiking with the kids. I remember taking Trey up over the top of Black Sheep Mountain, just him and a couple of the other kids, and he got out. I mean, we're four-wheeling.
Yeah.
This is a huge mountain pass, and it goes way up where you can view Las Vegas from the mountains. It's a four-wheeling dirt road, and I took them up there in my Jeep, and we got up to the top, and he said, "Can I just run?" I said, "Yeah, right." And he just kept running and running and running the trail. He really likes it.
Yep, I think that those kinds of things, take them out and do that nature.
You
Maybe
get up to
you're
the
like,
top and you have a big picnic.
Yes,
Take a picnic. I mean,
yeah.
and you're just eating it. It doesn't matter what it is, bologna sandwiches
Yeah, it
or
doesn't
whatever.
have to be fancy.
Yeah.
Grab whatever in your fridge and in your cupboard. It does not have to stop at, I hate to say this, but stop at the Dollar Tree and buy the junk snacks. But if you want something cheap and easy to do, that's a great thing to do. We talked about, doing the family home movie nights, but what's fun to do is when you have a movie night or you're watching something with your kids, is to revisit old TV shows, if they are family friendly, TV shows that you watched as a kid. We watched with you Leave It to Beaver. We watched with Mom. The only TV shows that she ever watched were Roy Rogers and Timmy and Lassie. We rewatched them with her. And that's a fun thing I've learned, because we've been watching, because when we were kids, we would watch Home Improvement with you on Tuesday nights. After Soul Winning Visitation, we come home and watch Home Improvement. Well, we've been rewatching that with our kids. And it's fun because you're like, oh, I remember this. Like, you're sitting there and you're like, oh, this is a funny part. And it brings you together and they're laughing. I mean, it's just a fun thing to do.
I like taking the TV set out to the backyard, putting a bonfire in the barbecue pit, and sitting and watching TV outside.
In the backyard.
Yes. Do you remember that?
Yes, I totally remember doing it. And
We put
sleeping outside.
bags. Yeah,
Yeah.
sleeping outside.
Yes,
That's a
once
fun thing to do.
Neil does that with the kids. I learned that there's cockroaches in Las Vegas, and so I don't do that anymore. I'm fine with the woods up in Mount Charleston and whatever's out there, not cockroaches. So that's what I like to do. Oh, this is a fun thing to do. So, and it's free. You need to just Google blank comic strips, and you will be able to find comics that have nothing written in it. Like if you look at a comic book and it's just free, you print them out and you can make your own comics. So you give the kids, whether you read something in the Bible, this you can do with family devotions. We homeschool, we do this with history all the time. But it helps them. You get to see what they remember. It makes them remember it more because they're paying attention, because they're going to want to write the comic strip and make it cool. Like, this was and they get to read it and show it off. That is a fun thing to do with a little kid, because they're normally just seeing comics.
Yeah.
They didn't know. We get to draw and write our own comics. And they're cute. Like some of them I have kept for years because it's just cute what they write and what they're wanting to say. So that one's a good.
So what does it mean to be a Lincolnaire?
Okay, who wants to be a Lincolnaire? Do you remember the old Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with
Yes.
Regis? So Neil decided, $5 is like a millionaire in our home. So Lincoln, $5 bill, who wants to be a Lincolnaire? And he asks questions that way, and they all get a little bit of money to do, however the show works. And they get to be asked questions. And that's always after our family devotions.
Oh.
So you're listening to family devotions, and the questions are always about what we did on family devotions.
Oh.
And they could walk away. I mean, I think they've only ever won the Lincoln maybe twice.
Is that
So
right?
yeah, but it's a fun thing. They all pay attention. So if you have the kid that just is wandering everywhere in their eyes during, they're not paying attention at all, being read to. Yes, my dad is pretending to sleep as I'm talking to him as we speak. But you have that, and it's such a neat, it helps them want to pay attention. So that's a Who Wants to Be a Lincolnaire. Oh, this one's a good one. You got my kids into this.
Collecting pennies.
Yes.
Collecting pennies or collecting coins of any kind. We years ago I heard a guy say this. A guy was wanting to interview a multimillionaire to become a rich person. And he made an appointment with a multimillionaire, and the guy said, "I'll meet with you, but I can't meet you. I can only be with you for 45 minutes." And he said, "I'll meet you at a restaurant because I'm going there to get something to eat." So he went to the restaurant. As they were walking into the restaurant, this multimillionaire and this college student who's learning, just trying to interview, they're standing in line to go into the restaurant. As they do, there's a penny on the ground, and the man stopped, bent down, multimillionaire, bent down, picked up the penny, and put it in his pocket. And he said, and he stayed on the ground for a minute, and then he got up, put the penny in his pocket. And the man said, "Oh, I've learned something already." He said, "What have you learned?" He said, "I've learned that every penny is valuable." He said, "No, that's not why I picked up the penny." He said, "Well, why'd you pick up the penny?" He said, "On that penny it says, 'In God we trust.' Every time I see a coin, I bend over, pick it up, and say, 'Lord, I still trust you.'"
Wow.
Isn't that great?
That is so good.
But so we when I was a kid, my family, my dad left me some coins, and I had a set of nickels in this booklet type thing. And so I showed it to Trey, and Trey really got into that.
And then you got him it was like $8 from Hobby Lobby, a coin book.
Yes.
It was you got him a penny book and a nickel book.
Okay.
And he was like 10 or 11, and he just flew with that. And what's neat, you can do, and we've done this, you can take $10, go to a bank, you get 20 rolls of pennies with $10, and you sit at your table, and everybody's going through looking for these pennies.
For the particular date.
That's
and
it.
particular kind,
They
yeah.
love it. And that's like an hour.
Yeah, that
And
takes, yeah.
so
First
if
you have
you
to go
have
down there and
kids-
get them things,
yes.
and then everybody's coming together, and
And
everybody has their own pile.
That's it. You all get, you divide them because they're all going to want to touch everybody's, like, here's 2 for you, here's 2 for you, go through. These are the ones we're looking for. They love doing that. They're not going to love doing that if you're like, hey, you're 15, let's go do this. You start them when they're young and they just want to be with you. And then it's like, this is cool.
It's a treasure hunt.
And then they'll want to do it when they're 15 and 16 and 17. And they'll enjoy doing that instead of just sitting on the couch watching TV or just sitting on the couch and playing video games. There's nothing wrong with doing those. But you want them to expand their horizons of just TV and video games, because that's really, or TikTok and video games or social media. You want to have their brains to be challenged, not just, okay, because I get it. It's exhausting. Again, it's doing the work of going and being like, I don't want to sit and look at coins. My eyes are going bad. Like, but it's the
Yes.
work of being like, yeah, we're going to do this. We're
Find
going to
out
do it
what's
together.
fun for them or teach them what's fun
That's
and then
it.
have the fun with them.
I think that's exactly what you said. Of course, there's things that they're going to find fun that I don't. But I like what you said about teaching them what is fun. People don't teach their kids what is fun. It's like, no, this really is fun. Work is fun. This is what, this is, because all this stuff is hard work, no matter what. But if you teach them, look, this is a fun thing, and you're doing it with them, you are going to develop a bond between the two of you. And again, this is not just so I have all these memories when I'm a 70-year-old woman. That's really like the least of these things.
He, I know, loved the Morgan silver dollar I got him for
Oh,
Christmas.
my goodness.
He thought that was phenomenal.
Oh, my goodness.
And he loved the belt buckle that I got for him for
Oh,
Christmas.
my goodness.
That has 2 silver dollars on it.
He freaked out.
Yes.
Maybe I shouldn't say that that's what he did. He was 16. Doesn't want everyone to know he freaked out. But that was
neat.
awesome. Yes. But that's it. Like, you build inside of there, help teach them what the fun is. So that's what we did. Lincolnaire, collecting coins. Oh, this is a fun thing.
Oh, playing board games. Yeah, we love playing board games. We grew up playing Monopoly as all the kids started getting married. We would play
Rook all the time.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, it's fun because we actually had a game. I don't know if you remember this. Years ago, it was called Lie, Cheat, and Steal. It's the only time. It's the only time that Christians can do that.
That's funny. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, you're trying to con the other person into giving you what's theirs.
Well, our kid's favorite game right now is Secret Hitler, so I'm assuming it's about the same. That's a fun game. You're trying to find Hitler and get him gone. But that's a fun family game too. My friend Donna, she's so fun. She's a pastor's wife out in California. She's gone to used old board games of their own, or she's gone to Goodwill and just gotten board games for like $1. She lets the kids chalk paint the board game, and then they paint whatever and make their own game out of spurs on, creativity.
Yeah.
And they have their own board game, and it's for $1, or one of your old ones that they don't use anymore. If you have no kids that are too little for the sorry game, go ahead, let's paint it and let's make you think of other. They make up their own cards. I love
That's fun.
that idea. Yeah.
How about cleaning out the garage?
Doesn't that sound like a fun thing to do?
The truth of the matter is you can have a whole day of it, and when it's done, there's an accomplishment.
Yes.
You
That's
feel like
it.
I've really accomplished something.
No
Look at
one's
this.
like, yay, we got to clean out the garage. But on those days, especially when you gave us I remember Dad would be like, when it was time to set up the swimming pool, we had this Adobe swimming pool. Is that what was it called?
That's a doughboy.
Doughboy swimming pool. Adobe. that has to do with technical things, like techie stuff. So a Doughboy swimming pool, and in the circle where he would set up the pool, we had to clear out rocks. And you would tell us, I must have been little, but he was like, you can get a penny for every rock.
For every 10 rocks.
Oh, every 10 rocks. That's it. It was every 10. You're right.
There was a lot of rocks.
Josh, I remember being like, we're picking up rocks. I'm like, wow, how many do you have? He's like, I don't know. I'm just going to tell Dad he owes me $2. I'm like, as I'm counting, 132, 133. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, Josh. But those honestly, that's not a bad memory in my mind.
No.
Cleaning out the garage. I remember being like, oh, we're going to clean out the garage. But you're tired and exhausted, and by the time you're going to go sit down and watch a movie, you're really enjoying sitting down and watching a movie and enjoying the food. That sense of accomplishment is great.
I can remember. I just doing the pool, I remember we had those 3 ducks. In fact, I was
yeah.
just watching a video of the 3 ducks in the backyard.
Dr. Bill.
They named their pet duck Dr. Bill.
After our
because-
friend Dr.
Dr.
Bill
Bill.
Rice III. Do we have any pictures of Dr. Bill with Dr. Bill?
No,
That's too
no.
bad. We had a couple people we named our but it was
We had a dog named Mr. Mark
Mr.
after
Mark?
Mr. Mark, AC, and
at Ironwood.
Ironwood. Yeah.
These are all people we adored and loved, and we were like, let's name him Dr. Bill. Let's name him Mr. Mark. Oh, that's great stuff. So, play board games, clean out the garage. This is a neat one to do together, ministering together.
Oh, this is great.
Ministering together. We specifically, our family, 8 years ago, started a public school Bible club together. And we have gotten to minister together and seen that grow. And my kids, there is not a time that our 9-year-old doesn't remember not going to public school Bible club. And they love it. On the days that we have to miss, even now, and it's work. I'm telling you, it is not fun and easy to get all the kids finished with school early, to run them down to go teach at the public school Bible club when you have little kids. Just to be honest, it's not like, oh, yay, something's going to go crazy. But once you're there and you're doing the work and you see the kids get saved and you see your kids loving serving,
Yes, that's
that is so worth every effort, every rush out the door to get to. And we've done it at least 8 years, because I think Faith was pregnant with Estella so almost 9 years now.
If you want your children to love ministry, minister with them.
Yes.
All my children have had the opportunity of watching me lead someone to Christ. They've all been involved in ministry. They've all gone door knocking with me at some time in their life. And because of that, they love ministry, because it's not something that tore me away from them. It was something that drew me close to them and that we did together.
Yes.
So very important. I love that. That's what's this? Write a book together.
So you don't have to get it published, but it's really neat when kids write out things. Like, you can tell them, we're going to write a story about what happened last week, or let's say it could do that about Disneyland. Write out your perspective of the day at Disneyland, and then when you read it, you get to see what they saw from their point of view, right? The reason my brother Josh, he was probably 14 or 15, and he wrote a book about our family.
Oh, I forgot about
You
that.
remember?
Yeah, I took that and hid it, and it
Yes.
disappeared for many years.
I hope it still
and
disappeared.
then we found it.
But it's hilarious. I mean, Josh is funny, but the stuff...
Oh, the sarcasm.
The sarcasm through the whole thing. It's just funny. And it's his perspective of our life for like a year. And it's just hilarious hearing a 15-year-old boy's story of our life. But that's a fun thing. You can actually easily, quite honestly, it's very easy to get a book published on Amazon. There's steps and things you have to take. But I have friends that they've had their teenage sons write books. They're good authors. And so they've paid to get because you have to pay somebody to do design work. If you want it edited, you have to pay for somebody to get edited. But it's not.
Sometimes you have to wait a long, long time.
Yes, I know. Yes, he's bringing up. We listen and we don't judge, Dad. With that being said, we have an incredible book we're going to be talking about. If you haven't listened about it already, it's called Building a Kingdom Family. It is a 8-week Bible study on the family, written and produced by my dad. And it's not just a book, it's an actual study where you watch videos, you watch sessions. It's absolutely incredible. But it was 3 years in the making. But good things are worth waiting for.
That's right.
Good things take time.
I waited 3.5 years to marry your mother. I might as well wait
Look
for
at
my
there,
book.
your book. So,
All right.
favorite child game. Now, it's sinful to have a favorite child. We see this in all throughout the scriptures.
Jacob and Esau.
That's right. But my brother and his wife, my sister-in-law, Josh and Heather, every year, all with fun, do the family favorite child game. And what they do is it's like a game show. They have all of these questions about themselves and their past and their grandparents and their aunts and their uncles and all of these questions, and they have to answer, and they have to do all of these different trivia. They'll have to do physical challenges, and the kids, all three of them, look forward to it every single year of who's going to win the favorite child. Obviously, it's not their favorite child. All three are their favorite. But it's the fun thing of like who's going to win the child who knows it all year. And it's just a fun thing that she puts effort into every year. She makes up an award every year. Like she goes all out for it. But it's just a fun thing that you can do with your kids. But what she told me what she loves the most about the whole thing is the kids getting to remember what Papa did, stories about Papa that they didn't know, who's Heather's dad who's passed away, stories about Grandma who had passed away, things that get to be relived even though they may not even have known them very well because they passed when they were littler. So that's her favorite thing of the whole thing is the trivia and getting to see the kids know things that they may not have known if they didn't do that special event.
They would have forgotten them.
That's good. So it's around, Easter's coming around soon. And so there's some things, my husband used to do this when we were in charge of the children's ministry. He used to do this every year for the kids, and it's called resurrection rolls. And resurrection rolls are pretty easy, Dad. You would love resurrection rolls.
Oh, you eat them.
You eat them,
so
yes.
Okay.
So you take croissant rolls, like Pillsbury Doughboy croissant
Oh,
rolls.
yes. I've heard of this.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you take a marshmallow and you stick it in the middle of it, and then it empties out. And
you wrap it up.
Yes.
And you bake it. When you bake it, it melts.
Yes. Was you telling me about that earlier today?
We were talking about it. And it's so neat because the kids get to see on Resurrection Sunday, look, the
tomb is empty.
The tomb is empty. That's the idea. But those kinds of things are fun. Another thing that you can do is resurrection eggs. The resurrection eggs that, have you seen those? Some people, you can buy them off of Amazon, or you can get them off of like Hobby Lobby.
Or you can make them cheap.
You can do it for free.
That's right.
I mean, the kids have so many toys.
Get some old plastic eggs.
That's it. You get a couple eggs from the Dollar Tree, and you can put if your kids have different things, their toys or whatever that'll stick in, anything that relates back to the resurrection, you can put in there. You can put three dimes inside of one of the plastic eggs and make that all throughout the house, the night before Easter Eve, and have the kids run around and pick up the Easter eggs. And inside of it, like maybe there's 3 pieces of 3 dimes. And that reminds us of the 30 pieces of silver that Judas betrayed Jesus with.
Yeah.
Or maybe there'll be a stick, and it reminds us of the wood, the cross that Jesus had to carry. That's the kind of thing that you do. Or a thorn, to remind them of the crown of thorns. Anything. You can put a little piece of hair, a lock of hair in it. Talk about when Jesus's beard was ripped off of his face. Those things. And so if you want to do like cheap, easy version instead of paying like, $15.99 on Amazon, this is something that, and honestly, I have the ones from Amazon, $15.99. They are the cheap little toys that you find, the same stuff. Same stuff. So highly recommend. And the 30th thing.
Fun thing you can do.
The 30th fun, most exciting, probably top thing. Out of all 30.
All of them, yes. And you could do this like on a regular, in fact, you could do
every
this.
Day.
Yeah, you could.
You'd do this all the time.
All the time. And this would really transform your family.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You going to say it or am I going to? listen to Teis Talks
Together.
together.
Grace didn't know that one. We got a little chuckle out of Grace here.
She's laughing.
Oh, yes. So I hope these are a help to you. And I know when you have those little ones, those years go by so fast. Our youngest now is 9. And it's like, wow, we don't have little kids anymore. And I just still try to eat up all the littleness with our 9-year-old.
Yeah.
But those are special times, and you can, with a little bit of effort, even though it seems like a whole lot when you're in the midst of like no sleep and, kids always getting sick and throwing up and missing school days, all those things, you can truly have fun and enjoy your wife, enjoy your husband, and work together to enjoy your children.
Okay.
So
Thank you so much for all of those great ideas. And remember, this is Teis Talks.
And it's more than a conversation.